Good afternoon, my social media friends. Millennium here. We are just sharing with our prospective clients, prospective customers on vehicles. And one vehicle we want to address, or a situation we want to address this afternoon, we've been asked the question, if Nissan, what we think about Nissan. From time to time, customers will come to the lot and they say that Nissan, they're told not to buy Nissan because it is this and all types of things. And I have, on several occasions, spoken to customers and said, no, it's just a myth. And there's nothing wrong with Nissans. And I, for one thing, Nissans have some of the better vehicles. And I think Nissan technology is more advanced than most of the other Japanese manufacturers. And a way to identify that is to look at the electric vehicle. I think Nissan is the only Japanese manufacturer that has a fully electric vehicle. All the others are coming out either in 2023, 2024 and beyond. So Nissan has always have advancement in technology. And that's just one of the things that has demonized Nissan in Jamaica, their advanced technology. I remember in the 90s when Nissan came out with the B13 and the AD wagon. It was told that Nissan had an overheating problem. But the truth of the matter that it has really that Nissan had an overheating problem. The problem was more of people. What happened at the time, Nissan came with what was known at the time as a fan switch. But most of the persons who were working on the vehicles didn't know anything about fan switch. So what most people did was to run the switch straight, the fan straight, and then the motor would burn out. And when the motor burned out, there would no motor fan to cool the radiator, so the vehicle would overheat. And then we said that Nissan had an overheating problem, it did not good and things like that. But Nissan was not the problem. The problem was Nissan technology was advanced and the persons who were dealing with the vehicles didn't really understand it. And it happened in a number of other Nissan vehicles. There was another model that came out and they said it had the throttle body. But the throttle body was not really the issue. The issue was that incorrect plug was being used. Most persons who were servicing the vehicle did not know about long reach or short reach plugs, so they just used whatever plug they had in the vehicle, and it caused a problem. And we blame the vehicles for the problem, where the vehicle is not the problem. The vehicle is just people with lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, and they are the ones who are the expert. So think of the expert not understanding. I've never read a manual. I've never read anything about the manufacturer's product, but they are the expert on it. So if you're the expert and you don't know anything about the situation, if blind lead blind, you must have a challenge. And then that is what has gone down from generation to generation, and it's happening from the 90s, and now they have now become the grandparents, and they're saying, oh, that don't good, that don't good. That's not the truth. The truth is, most of the things that we have come to believe, nothing no really goes so. And who really do any research of such? Most people don't do any research. You just take advice from the so-called expert, and the so-called expert don't know a lot. Yes, they might be your uncle, your cousin, or the person next door or down the road, mean you a lot of good, but they lack knowledge. And if they're not knowledge, they can't give you the proper information so you can make a proper decision. So no manufacturer want to produce vehicles that are not good. Nothing like that. The manufacturer does their best. The challenge we have is when the technology is advanced and our persons or our people don't like to read. So they're not going to read anything, so they are going to blame the vehicle and say this, that, don't buy that, don't buy that. Right now, the talk is don't buy any of the hybrid or the other vehicles because they're going to be a problem and challenge. People, where we're going, you can't stop the technology. That's where they're going. They're going to electric vehicle. So stop saying that they're not good and they're not this and they're not that. It's time we stop the foolishness. People are the expert. You need to take up a book, read, start getting knowledgeable. We have now moved from the Piscean generation. We are going into now the Aquarian generation, where it's a knowledge-based generation. So we have to move away from the ignorance. So you're giving advice based on your feeling and based on your ignorance. Nothing like that. Right? So we need to stop advising people based on our ignorance. We need ignorance. We need to take up the book. We need to start reading. Information is there. It's now the information age. You can get information all over. Information is easily and readily available. So take the information, read it, and then you become more an expert. Don't be an expert on ignorance. So this is what I'm sharing with my people today. So when you're going to the car mart to get a car, sometimes the persons who are giving you advice, they are not really the best person because they are not really knowledgeable about it. They love you, they care about you, they wish you the best, but they don't have the requisite information to help you to make an informed decision.